All
Hi,
right. Hello,
hi
hello
Edison.
everybody. Hi Ming Ming. Yes,
Hi, how?
it, it's so
Okay,
weird that
let's
we're
go. Let's
hosting
go.
from home. Yeah, it's so weird that
Yeah,
we're hosting from home, It's like there's I miss you, man. It's been so long.
yeah. So a very good evening to all of you who are tuning this live right now in our APU Facebook and YouTube page. So this is actually the last APU Industrial Career Live webinar, the last session, the 17th session. And my name is Ming Ming,
My name is Edison.
and today we will be your host for this APU Fire Chat session.
Yes, of course. To start off tonight, we have the champions from Diversity and Inclusion Youth Conference, DIYC, for the COVID-19 Business Startup Challenge 2021. So, without further ado, let us welcome APU's very own team, Blue Star. All right. So, what's up, everyone? I think you guys can unmute already.
Yeah, hello, Edison.
Hi, okay.
This
Hello, everyone.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
We're
Yes,
very good.
yeah, very well.
All right, all right. So, just a little bit of an intro to all of you. Uh, APU's team, very own Blue Star team, walked away with the grand prize of 100,000 ringgit Malaysia worth of seating fund at the DYIC. There was a bit of a mishap. All right, in you
Okay,
back.
no problem.
At the DYIC COVID-19 Business Startup Challenge. All right, so they won the judges' heart with their business model named Social Z. Correct me if I got it wrong. All right, with a value proposition that is able to cope with the disruptions brought on by the pandemic. All right, so Brian, Hilarious, and Kit Yen, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. It's a little awkward. I'm sorry because we're all doing it from home, and it's a bit it's the new norm. But anyways, just a couple of questions as to where how is everything going. So, can you guys tell me a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Perhaps Hilarious or Caitlin, you want to go first, perhaps?
Okay, it's Brent. It's okay first. Okay.
Okay. So we're basically from APU, of course, like obviously. Me and Hilarious, both of us are from the e-business program, while Kityan is from the accounting and finance program. Is it right, Kityan? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So we're apparently in our first year degree. So it's quite enthusiastic when we were able to join the competition back then. Actually, we were introduced to this competition by our lecturer, as we stated before. Um, we're, we had some hard times in looking for members for our team, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
We Since I am with Hilarious in the same program, it was easy, but to find others from the other programs, it was kind of hard. Luckily, Kitian was there to join with us, and I'm so thankful for you, Kitian. But we still lack of some technicians for cybersecurity students, if I may say. But it all turned out to be good and wonderful. We managed to win the competition, and I'm so grateful. We are so grateful for such achievement. I think that's from me.
Uh, well, congratulations once again. It's quite a bit of a challenge, right? To
Yeah.
like be part of something so big. So, tell us a little bit more about the competition. Like, how was it like, and what were you competing for, and what were you competing against?
Perhaps Killian, hilarious. You wanna describe something?
I think
Okay.
the DIYC is like we are making a business startup challenge for virtually like social media. And our team,
Okay,
socially, we are making a social media platform for to transform society and life, like promoting the social platform like Facebook, Instagram, and all.
I see, I see. So, was this a global competition, or was this within Southeast Asia, or What were you up against in the competition?
If I may say, from the participants from other rifles that we've seen, I think mostly they are from, yeah, Malaysia. I think with different universities mostly.
I see, I see. So socialists, right? Um, how was the process? Like, how did you get there? What sparked the idea of coming up with a project like this that helps people cope with like the pandemic? Like, what inspired you for that?
Oh, this is kind of tricky to be answered, actually. So basically, yeah, we are told to um, create an application which supports human diversity, worldwide peace, and all of those stuffs through a social media platform. We were given the task to create that, and we had a hard time in determining the concept of our platform. Actually, to be honest, it was kind of hard. It was kind of complex. Regarding to the fact we're still a first year degrees, right? We we lack of experience, if I may say. But luckily, since our team was gathered around, we thought that okay, we need something that can. Uh, we have two different perspectives. One is as the donators, as we can say, the donators of our social media platform about human diversity, and the other one is about the. Um, it's not followers. It's like from the public part. We decided to have that concept, and I I told Hilarious right here to design the
Yeah.
logo and the platform as well. Perhaps you want to explain more about the design, Hilarious.
Okay. Mm, First, we just make a logo with the social. Why we choose the social Z? Because we think that in this app we don't see the people from their region or what color they have, what color skin they have. But it's sociology is mean all of people can to get work together and make the world getting better. And then for the design of the app, we make the two difference from the user or like brand talk its follower, and then was once again it's the donator or who makes the donation. From there, a lot of ideas just come up from our mind, and then we elaborate together, and then we think, oh, this is the idea for this one, and then for this page, we choose this one for the which part is the best, like that. So.
I see, I see. Gideon, do you have anything to add on to that?
So far, no.
All right, no problem. So this is a question that I would always ask any groups or any friends or any teams who have participated in any sort of competition. So, what would be the best part or the best memorable moments that you've experienced while competing in the competition?
Okay, for answering this, I think each of us has our own different answers, but I'll start from mine. The most memorable part from this whole journey is when we are the three of us gathering around to make our reports, our proposals, and what was the last one? I forgot. Though we had two kinds of reports, and that is very memorable. That was very memorable because we spent a lot of time and energy and effort to make that, uh, arranging the format of our platform, combining the accountings part from Kitian, and then we also had to arrange the system manual as well. Well, I get the design from Hilarious. Then we discuss about the concept, what our logo represents, about. It's all in one specific experience that, well, it was so wonderful. And the second part of the most memorable part in my journey is when we were announced as winners. It was like, oh my god, we're still first year students, right? And oh my god, we won, like we won. I was like very uh, guys, I was like very enthusiastic at that time. I contacted these two persons over here. guys, we won, and yeah, that was very memorable. I think I'll pass this to you two.
Okay, for me, um, it's almost the same like Brian, that we we divide our each part to Brian, like to the first proposal, and then I'm to the editing, and then Brian I'm sorry, the Kitian is to the financial. But each of us didn't do with our only it in our part only. We will work together, and then we elaborate that what what's it's hard for you, I will help you, and then like that. And then the second is for me, honestly, I feel happy when we step one step before the final winning the progress, and then the third is the winning that the TIYC comment that we are the winning. So we are very glad for that.
Kitian, perhaps.
For me, the most memorable journey in my mind is before we set up the concept, like generating the ideas, because all of us, like me and Hubert, Hilarious and Brian, are from different countries. So like I can know that others people ideas and what are them thinking like different to my thinking. So I think that was like very good, like a fun thing for me that in the discussion part. I'm most memorable at the discussion part.
I see, I see. Well, I'm very, very glad that you guys have formed a bond over this. And before we end this session of the interview, what would you recommend, or what would you advise anybody who sees this and would be interested to take on uh, the path or to follow your footsteps? Like, what would you be your advice to the younger generation or to anyone who wants to embark on this journey?
Uh,
Mm.
you guys want to go first, perhaps?
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I will like
Okay.
advise many students, no matter you are in like my degree course or other degree course, it doesn't matter. Like, don't think that this is a competition, but just think that this is a way for you to challenge yourself. So don't like afraid to face the challenge. You just go ahead. Even you lose, you and your friend, you learn something. As even is our team lose, at least I met Brian and Hilarious as my friend, because before this challenge, I don't know who is Brian and Hilarious at all. That's all. I think.
Okay, from me, I suggest my what I tell junior, my junior, don't be afraid to take every chance, to take step every chance, because if first we give up, nothing will happen in the future, like that.
I see.
Okay.
Right.
Lastly, from me, I would like to say that it doesn't matter whether you're a first graduate or a second year graduate or even in the final year. It doesn't matter. As long as there is a chance provided in front of you, take it. Take it while it is still there. We never we never know when this kind of chance might appear in the future, right? So just take it right away, as long as there is a chance to.
Okay, once again, thank you. There, you've heard it from our champions from DYIC. All right. So, once again, congratulations. Very happy that you guys have won this, and I really, really hope to see this project of yours grow into something that really benefits our society in the near future. All right. I will be handing over the session to Ming Ming. Thank you once again, Team Blue Star. We will see you around.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thanks, Edison.
All right. Congratulations. See you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ming, you're muted, Ming.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know I was muted. Okay, so in this next session, we will be having the HUT Global Champions. Their team name is APU Team Pegasus. They were crowned champion in the global standards, defeating over 200 candidates from 43 countries with their fully functional RFID system to manage daily operation for the construction site. So, hi everyone. Can you tell me about yourself and introduce a bit about yourself? Who are you? Where are you from? And so on.
So I think I'll go first. I'm Jahao. I'm currently a year 3 engineering student, mechatronics engineering student. So I'm from Shalam, Selangor. So I'll pass it on to my teammates now.
Hi, I'm Jing Hong. I'm from Kuantan Bahang. I also a year 3 degree mechatronics students, as all four of us are.
Yeah. Chikai, are you there? Oh, I think Chikai is lagging. So maybe I will go first. I'm Junyi, also known as Daniel, and we are, as Jung said, we are all actually classmates of mechatronic engineering students for year 3, and I'm from JB. And Chikai
I think
is
he's
lagging.
disconnected, but it's okay. Let's wait for him. But moving on, I know you guys. Your team name is called Team Pegasus. So why Team Pegasus? Why not Team Pegasaurus or Team Technosaurus or so on?
I think I can answer that lah. So as you know, Hilti IT competitions are IT team competitions. So we want to have some technology aspects in our name. So we have the name Tech, you see. And the second part of the name, Jesus, is actually something out of the blue because we want to add some nature or some mythical element to it. So we thought about that. Have you guys heard of the animal called Pegasus? It's actually a flying horse. So because the flying horse is known for its ability to fly, its ability to be above the rest, you know. So we thought that why not we add the gases at the back to implement how our team can stand above the rest. So this is how we thought about the team Pegasus, the name.
That's so interesting. It's very creative of you to think of something like that. But for this HUT challenge, right? Was it a physical challenge or is it done all online?
It was supposed to be a physical way, usually in a few stages, the qualifiers and then the semi-finals and the finals. But the finals usually is a physical session where a lot of groups from around the world will gather together for the final session, 3 days. But because of the pandemic, we all know we had to do everything virtually, which is the case for us as well. So we did the whole competition virtually.
Wow, that's amazing. It's amazing to see that you can even won champion with this online, everything held online. So is this all of yours first competition or have you guys attended any previous competition?
For us as a group of friends, this is our first competition together, but I'm not sure about the rest. Maybe Jing Hong, Judy, and Chekai can share about their experience.
This is actually my first competitions. Yeah, to be honest, and I think it's the first it's the first one in university lah. So quite surprised that we can actually won it.
It's my
before
first as
that,
well,
I-
universities.
Sorry.
Wow, it's
Now you go
amazing.
first, Joe. Now you go first, no worries.
Anyone want to share?
Okay, so
Okay,
before
yeah,
this, I have participated a lot of competition, but not with our universities friends like Jahao, Junyi, or Chukai. So before that, I participated a lot of competition, but some of them is in teams and some of them is for personal. So yeah.
I see. So for those who have never heard of the HUT competition, can you just explain a bit about what this competition is about? How was the process and what did you make for this competition?
I think I'll answer some of it, then I'll pass it to my friends. But for the competition, it's actually, as it is, a Hilti IT competition. It's a competition where for this, because every year we have distinct topics. As for this year, our topic is actually about remote working and security. And for our part, we decided to focus on both remote working and security, whereby we actually built an RFID system. RFID cloud-based inventory system, which I can maybe pass on to Jin to explain.
So our solution we found is using the IPA concept and the smart band concept to allow us to track all of the items within the construction site. So we can be organized and organize the items in the construction site, so the items will not be lost in the construction site and then prevent to be stolen by the outsiders. So yeah, there's
So it's
also
like managing the day-to-day operation of the construction site.
yes. So every our item has this own unique RFID tag. So at the main gate we also have a reader on it. So it scan the RFID tag if the item has been stolen. So if you scan, so we will be noticed that will be considered stolen. So we will be investigate about it. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so about this competition, right? How was the competition? Do you guys feel like, oh no, these teams are so strong, like I cannot, or you were very scared, or like, nah, it's a piece of cake. Yeah, you can do it.
Why don't we have Shekai to answer this question? Shekai?
Yeah, so initially, the funny thing was we did not know it was like a global competition. We thought it was like a local competition kind of thing when our lecturer first introduced to us. And then we did our best, and then we reached the qualifying stage to find out it was a global competition where it consists of 200 plus teams from 43 countries. And we were shocked at the time. And regardless, we just keep giving our best. Yeah.
Wow.
And Judy, you want to continue?
I think that we all thought that it's just a normal competitions, like maybe within Malaysia or within KL area. When like once we qualified into semi-finals, one of our panel told us that, do you know that you are actually one of the 15 teams out of 200 teams that actually qualify into semi-finals, and we are totally shocked that it's actually a global competition instead of a local competitions. So yeah, it's a fun experience. Yeah.
Since that you guys said that you are not aware that this is a global competition, so after that you know it's a global competition, did you feel like intense nervous anxiety? Like if you do, how do you overcome all these anxiety?
So, for this part, actually, when we found out that it was an international competition, of course, it's eye-opening now. We didn't expect that, oh my god, we actually beat that many teams, we actually carry much weight in this competition. And to be honest, in terms of overcoming fear, I don't think we actually overcome it in the end. It's more like how we just learn to pull through. Because, of course, when we know we're fighting against the best, you'll be scared. But then, if you give it your best, then at least you can at least minimize the feeling of being afraid because you already give it your best. So that's what we do.
But I think you guys are just very confident. You're very confident in your project, is it?
No, to see we are not confident to win, but we are confident in what we're presenting, which is our products. We're confident in our product. So the rest of them is up to the judges to decide.
To be honest, like initially we just come up with concepts that we have not planned to actually come up with prototype, but then we actually promise one of the judges that we're going to come up with prototype, so that we're going to make it through that to actually come up with prototype in order to win these competitions.
You guys
So
want
and
to
you
prototype
make it lah.
video? Maybe we share a video. We actually have two sets of videos of what we built for the competition. So maybe you can share it for people to watch.
Oh yeah, you can share it later. You can also drop it in the comment section so that people can just click in and then they see your video as well. That'll be awesome. So I'm sure during the process there will be it's not very easy and there will be a few hiccups here and there. So what makes you guys don't give up? Like you're just gonna keep continuing doing it?
Honestly, it's more like it's a bit funny, but it's mostly about
The price.
we first through the qualifying rounds. We realized that we actually beat almost like 185 teams. So we know that we beat that many. And moving forward, we realized we only have semi-finals and finals, and the prize is we go to Switzerland. So it's like one of the one in a lifetime chances. So we thought that we really so close, really beat so many teams. What's wrong of just trying to push through all the way? And the good thing about us is at least we got each other to support. We have quite a good support system among our teammates. So we have friends who push us. We have parents who help us. Our teammates are also very tight knit. So we all know that if one of us give up, we'll probably pull down the rest. So we decided that we all should just give it our all and just pull through together. So it's
Wow,
mostly
that's
support,
amazing teamwork.
teamwork. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, very firm belief on our project and our idea, lah, mainly.
Mm. But how was the jury process like? Were they very strict or particular in your prototypes, or did they ask you any tricky questions during the process? Like, how do they judge your prototype that won their judges' heart?
So actually, in terms of our prototyping, right, we are one of the only teams even in the past years to actually manage to walk the, we managed to actually do what we preach. All people they like to go in there and they preach concepts, they preach ideas, which is amazing. But these ideas are still ideas if you can't prove it, if you can't make it happen. So in terms of that, in terms of technical side aspect of things, we actually kind of nailed it. A lot of judges were very impressed. Even one of the head of products from Switzerland actually personally talked to us after the competition, saying how he's actually very proud of us because he was the one who led us through to the finals because he promised him to make a prototype. But in terms of our weaknesses started showing because our team is a team of 4 engineers. You see, you know, 4 engineers are good in technical side, but they are weak in business. We don't know what they're talking about business sometimes. We're not very strong. It's simple for you. And because they have nothing to ask about technical side, because we nail everything, they started shooting us on business. How we want to scale the business? How is this can be implemented to the market? How we plan to attract stakeholders in our company? How we plan to put this idea into systems? You see, and that's okay in terms of technical side, but you talk about business, money. You see, money is the how you actually make the plan. The main concern because not gonna lie, they also think about the money aspect of things, and it was our biggest weakness in the competition. The money aspect, how we plan to make the product, launch the product, scale products.
Okay, so after like the session, right, you guys have announced as the champion. Did you guys want any prizes, any like money or anything, any prizes?
First and foremost, we won this. You see, we get a nice little trophy. So,
it's an award. A trophy, is it?
So nice little trophy. But
trophy.
The main prize is the
one for one team or for each?
For each.
No, we all have one.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
But this is the sub prize. The main prize is a trip to Switzerland and also a highway into a very good internship with your team. So literally we kind of secured a spot with them, and they are constantly keeping track with us to join them, and also that too is the biggest prize you can get the Switzerland trip and also a guaranteed internship with them, a big company.
Wow, that's amazing because it's not easy to get a position in Hilti itself. So it's a good opportunity for you guys to work there as well during your internship. So when your name was announced in the award, right? How do you feel? Winner.
We all was just shouting and keep shouting during the live sessions.
So you guys are not expecting it as well, is it?
Yeah, we're not expecting it at all. And we're all shouting and all the judges are just watching us shouting. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm just very curious because since like you guys are engineering student competing in an IT competition and you guys surprisingly won as the champion. What do you guys normally eat in your daily life? Like what makes you so smart?
We eat engineering textbooks.
Engineering textbooks. I should start eating some.
Just aside, that's about you.
Yeah, it's just a joke, we understand. Okay, so I think a lot of our students would be curious, like since you guys has won the champion, can you share your typical life, like what you do every day? How is your work-life balance? How much did you study? How much did you sleep? And so on.
I think I can go first, then we go from the rest. So in terms of my work life, pretty simple life. I sleep a lot, honestly. But when I'm free, I actually say go classes, and I usually most of the time, honestly, I rather spend instead of studying very hard, I rather spend time channel my energy towards other things like learning life skills, reading, maybe read BBC or CNN, you see, news, the things I can't be taught in school. You see, those kind of things are what I usually try to do in my daily life. I try to join new events, explore things that are out of my engineering field. Like I try to join events hosted by ICMS, such as student council with their hosts like industry insights and all. So these are like events that teach you things that you're not taught in engineering schools. So that's what I kind of do in my daily life. I try to find things, read things that are not taught in my courses and all. So yeah, play some
Well,
basketball.
it's great that you're exploring something that is out of your field, out of the engineering field as well. How about the others? Maybe we start with Jing Ho.
Yeah, for me it's also simple. So I wake up early and then I work out and then study.
How many
After
hours do you
study,
study?
study is in terms of classes. If your class then
Classes only, not
attend
self-studying
classes.
lah.
Yeah, no. Sometimes before the exam, before the
Oh,
hard exam. Yeah,
last minute
yeah,
study.
yeah. So after studying, attending a class, so I will call my friends. Call my friends is whether they are free to play games or want to play games together, and then we
Wow,
just
playing
play.
games help you to
Yeah,
win as the champion lah.
yeah,
It's a teamwork aspect.
yeah,
Chemistry.
Chemistry.
yeah.
Chemistry.
Playing games also need teamwork. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and
true.
then
It's true. It's not easy to win
yeah,
as well in the game.
yes. So that's all of my life. So
Okay, then let's start with Junyi.
Okay, for me, normally I don't study at all. Then even if
Wow.
the most that I do is just maybe go through some slides and maybe do some tutorial, and that's it. Then I normally will just like surfing around YouTube and check for like some interesting videos. Sometimes maybe about engineering, but sometimes it's just like stupid videos.
I
But
think
then
you guys are naturally born geniuses. You guys don't study at all.
no, but then like normally I can consider myself as a workaholic. Then I normally go for like part time, such as like into sales, like selling things, or like into graphic design part times, so that I will explore a lot of things unrelated to engineering, so I can have more like kind of like interests other than engineering
Yeah,
to
additional
kind of
skills
like
as well.
get my passion as well.
Mm,
Yeah. So
it's great.
quite
The last
Chikai?
one, Jakai.
All right, so my life is pretty simple as well. I sleep a lot. I sleep late and I woke up late. Yeah, and sometimes when I don't wake up, my friend Jing Hong will be responsible for it. Yeah, he will like call us. Yeah, that's what he do every day, and because I'm not a really good learner, so sometimes I have to watch back the recording to actually slow down the speed and like listen to what lecturer has to say and try to explain everything. So, and besides, I also go to like I take some online classes like something not related to engineering as well, like negotiation, like the master class like negotiation and like space exploration, like yeah, all those of like extra stuff which make me feel like I'm not only an engineer, but like at some point I can be other thing else, other person as well. Yeah,
Wow.
it's
After
pretty
hearing
much.
like all of your stories, I felt like you don't need to be a genius to win an award. A normal student like all of us can make a difference. So it's amazing to hear
Yes.
all of your stories. Okay, so just one last question before we end this. So for those who are also pursuing the same program as you guys, what kind of advice would you give like to your juniors? Like what can they expect if they join the program that you're studying? What advice would you give them?
In terms of advice, I would say one thing: don't limit yourself into one particular thing in life. For example, if you're an engineer, don't always limit yourself to engineering. So, say try something else. Like, for example, this Hilti IT competition is actually more of a software engineering or IT competition than easy engineering. Like, we joined this without any knowledge, prior knowledge to whatever that IT related. So we just picked it up along the way. We self-learn, we be resourceful. So don't always try to limit yourself to one thing. Very simple for you guys. Try new things. You never know what something else could bring for you. For example, this competition brought us a victory and it was a lot of learning experience. You see, software, hardware. So yeah, that's my part.
Yeah.
Yes,
Always
I
keep
agree.
trying and never scared to fail. Yeah.
Best advice.
Yep. Also to
Yeah.
step out of the comfort zone lah. As in like
Mm.
don't limit yourself, like what Jao has said, like not only engineer but we also learn things other than more than engineer, like to apply your knowledge as well. Like this competition actually made us feel like an engineer by applying our knowledge that we learned at school. Because honestly, during this pandemic we can't go to lab session, like can't conduct our lab session physically at school. So we can't really feel like we are actually doing all the hands-on instead of we are doing all the software, all the reports and everything. So that didn't really made us feel like we are an engineer. But going to this competition made us feel like we actually applied our knowledge here, and then made you feel like an engineer. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
That's all.
and also finding a good teammate is also a good thing.
Very
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, I learned this. I learned this from assignment also. Yeah,
Yes, I think finding the right teammate is more difficult than exams.
yeah.
Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much to all of our HUTI winners, our HUTI champions. So, like what they have said, that you should not just limit yourself to one particular field. Even though you're studying engineering, you should not limit yourself to only engineering. You should also explore to outside, like out of the box. Think out of the box. So, once again, thank you so much for your time and sharing your session to all of your juniors and all those who are watching now. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you for the
All
invitation.
right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you.
Yeah, see you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, now I will pass it back to my co-host Edison for our next speaker, he will be speaking on the Apita challenge. Over to you, Edison.
All right, thank you, Ming Ming. Once again, welcome back. And for those of you who are watching right now, we are looking at our first class honors mechatronic engineering student who stole the show with his unique project, Mechanized Musical Instruments, which was awarded as the Best Tertiary Student Project Award in the 21st Apita Awards 2021. So this project was powered by the Automuse and MECOM and also IoT dashboard. And this whole project was made to automate the playing of real-life instruments. So without further ado, let us invite our champion, Chan Hong Yi, as known as Jackie, into the stream. So what's up? What's up, bro?
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hi Edison.
Hello. How are you doing, bro?
Very nervous.
Nervous.
Yep.
This is actually a chat session. Just treat it like a podcast, but you're just sharing your knowledge or experiences.
Yeah, sure.
So don't be nervous. All right. Just a couple of questions before we go into it. Very quick question: are you a musically inclined person, or have you been exposed to music at a very young age?
I forgot when was I first exposed to music, but I remember I was quite about 6 years old. That was exposed to piano, and then after that I dropped it and I picked up guitar. About my primary school, secondary school time. Yeah. I really like classical instrumental music, and also things like jazz music, movie soundtrack. Yeah, I can say I'm kind of a music inclined person.
I can see that because the fact that you chose musical instruments as a platform to start on, that's a very niche market and a very specific market. It takes a lot of passion to go into it. Yes. All right. So before we move on, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself, like your name, what do you study, a bit more about yourself as a person?
All right. So my name is Chan Hong Yi. I am from Seremban, Negeri Sembilan, and I am a mechatronic engineering graduate from 2021. Yeah, has been studying in APU since 2016. Yeah, since foundation 16 to 17. Yeah, 5 years in APU, including foundations and 4 years of degree.
Well, that's actually very interesting. If you've joined foundation in 2016, you would have joined the degree program in 2017, right?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I think you and I were actually batchmates who didn't know each other.
Oh, right.
Very interesting indeed.
Nice.
But anyways, moving on a little bit about that, since it's a musical instrument, specifically MIDI control, to my understanding, because I'm not that musically inclined.
Yeah.
where would you say your inspirations have come from, or what inspired you to create something like that?
Since my primary education time, I am very lucky to be exposed to robotic education back then. And then back then I was really into like making things with Legos, Lego Mindstorms, and then I kind of don't remember what inspired me to make the first music. Robotic music instrument. It was I think I saw a video. I saw a video on YouTube that someone make a mechanism that attached to the guitar that can slide up and down and press the strings and strum the guitar. Yeah, and that's also inspired me to build one of that back then during my robotic education time, but then I kind of failed that time. And for when it comes to before I entered university, I came across an article. It was about a humanoid robot that can play flute. It plays a flute and a saxophone, and I found it very intriguing. Like I really never see such a thing that people are combining robotics and music together. And then since then, I was like, before I entered foundation, I was like, if I enter the university, the final year project that I want to do will be something similar to this. So that's what actually inspired me into this project.
I see. So when you actually got the opportunity, like what you said, you've been thinking about this at a very young age, and you've experimented and so on. So when you actually got the opportunity to hop onto this competition, like how did it feel to you? Like was it easy lah? I'm just stepping into a whole bunch. Like I've touched this and that, and you guys haven't. Or was it like, oh my god, no, this is so different from what I imagined. Like how was it for you?
For me, I don't really join competition. I rarely join competitions, and then since I was about to graduate, so I was thinking like, well, let's just join this because from lecturer told us about this competition, told us about APICTA, and actually I have another assignment project from a module that was also being registered as an entry to APICTA. So I was thinking like, okay, sure, since it's the last year, so let me just put my FYP, register my FYP through the lectures to APICTA. And then I was really surprised that at the end it was shortlisted together with my other entry. So I was basically joining APICTA with under two entries. One is under group team, and then one is individual one, which is my FYP one. And I find it really challenging and also quite nerve-wracking because as an engineer, I'm quite really a technical guy, like the previous group said, and then I didn't really think of like a business point of view, and this competition really wants you to emphasize on how do you make your product work, and like how the market looks like, how does it contribute to the society and towards the technology, ICT, and what industrial. So and then also during the competition was fully online. I have no idea who's my opponent. I have no idea what's the other teams. So it's really challenging. But then since it's my own project and I've been yearning for this for long, so I just go for it with my confidence in myself.
Well, I mean, it's true that when people say, with great efforts come great results, and I'm actually very happy for you that you've gotten to this path. But on a side note, now that you have made it and you've won this competition, and you said that you've just graduated this year, so what's next for you? what is the next step in your life? What are you have you landed yourself a job, or what do you plan to pursue after this?
Currently, I am really fortunate to land a job. Currently working as an engineer. Can I say the company name? Yeah, I think is it because I'm not sure whether this is like a sensitive thing.
Oh, it's alright. You don't have to mention
Uh,
company names or whatever. Just
oh,
share experience.
okay. Yeah, things like that. Yeah. Currently an engineer working and works with cloud solutions for the company. And then also I have given the opportunity to venture into AR and VR side. And this is
Okay.
like a thing like I have never thought of. And then how should I say, I don't really have other plans yet. I do have previously, because right now it's COVID time, so time's quite hard.
Yeah.
So I do need to work in the industry to gain some monetary support, and also it's good to gain industry experience. And currently, I am in love with my job. I really appreciate the company for giving me this opportunity to explore and research a lot of things that can also in turn help the company in increasing the efficiency and quality.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And before we end this session, what would you say to your juniors or anybody who's watching this? What if they want to embark on a journey like this? What would you advise them, or what would you tell them? That personally, what would you feel?
Well, first of all, just be passionate with what you dream of. It doesn't matter like it's like niche thing like musical instruments. Like in this competition, most people focus on like IT stuff, big data, blockchain, IoT. Like who who presents a thing, who presents some things about musical instruments, right? So I guess this really depends on how much you want to do this. And then because sometimes I might think like just music instruments, look at other people's, look at other like competition winners that before that they contribute so much. They're like well in the I mean they contributed, their project will contribute to society, and what's mine gonna do. So really come back to think of that. If you think on the other side, even the best technique, best project, best, how should I say, the best solution in the world, the person behind it still need to take a rest, right? And then
Yeah.
music, they can just enjoy it. And then this is how I think my project can in turns contribute. And so, yeah, just be passionate in what you have dreamed of and just go for it. And if you're passionate in something and be confident, you can definitely impress everyone. That's how I feel for these competitions and my thoughts of it.
All right. Well done once again, and congratulations, Jackie. Thanks for coming up and sharing with us and sharing with everybody else about how a simple project of an automated music instrument became revolutionary in the industry. All right. Once again, thank you, Jackie, and I will be handing off the session back to my co-host, Ming Ming. Yes. Thank you. All right, Ming Ming. Right back to you.
Hi everyone. So welcome. It's Ming Ming again. So let me introduce you to our next winner, which is Johari. So Johari, hi.
Hello, yeah, good to be here.
Hi. It's good to see you too. So Johari is actually the national winner for the Cisco National Packet Tracer Challenge in 2020. So actually Johari is together with his teammate as well, To Yi Min. But unfortunately, he is not able to join this session together with us. So we'll only be having Johari over here. So Johari, your team is Tech Priest. Is it correct?
Yeah,
So-
tech freeze.
Tech Priest. So Tech Priest emerged as the national champion, which outshined over 103 participants as the champion in the National Packet Tracer Challenge organized by the Cisco Malaysia. So this competition tested the capability of students in a scenario-based networking concept using Packet Tracer. So Team Priest aced the competition with an overall score of 97%. That's amazing. Okay, so hi, Johari, just so for everyone here, just maybe you can introduce yourself, your name, where are you from, and what are you studying?
All right, sure. So, hello everyone. I'm Johari Izman bin Zulkarnain. I was born and raised in KL, and I'm currently doing my diploma in ICT with specialism in software engineering. Yep.
Wow, you're still a diploma student.
Yep.
It's amazing. It's amazing to see that diploma student can also become a champion in the Cisco networking challenge. It's amazing. So can you just tell us a bit about the competition and what were you competing for?
All right. So the competition is called the Cisco Packet Tracer Challenge, which is unsurprisingly organized by Cisco, right? So it's to test beginners in their networking knowledge, their networking theories, and to apply the knowledge that they've learned using the Cisco developed a software called Packet Tracer. It's a network simulation tool where it will simulate networks. I think that's the best way to explain it without sounding too technical. But yeah, the competition is basically to test like new beginners in this software.
So it's like a software application.
Yep.
Is it a security system to test the security network or something?
So this Packet Tracer is actually a big software. Like I said, it's a network simulator. So one of the things you can do is also you can simulate network attacks and all that. But on my level, this competition only tests like the fundamentals of the networking, so like the IP address, the routing, and all that. So it only tests around the basics of the networking theories and all that.
I see. So we are aware that currently we are in the pandemic. So I'm just wondering whether this competition, is it held online or is it physical?
I believe the competition is supposed to be held physically, right? But because of the situation of this year, it was held online. So it was an interesting challenge because even the organizing committee, they said for transferring a physical competition to an online-based competition, there's a lot of challenges involved. But I'd say that the organizing committee did a great job because there were like no hiccups at all, like very smooth and all that. So great shout out to them for organizing such an amazing online competition.
Yeah, it's amazing. Do you think it's a difficult competition since that everything was online and you cannot be there physically for the events and the competition?
Oh, yeah, definitely. One of the things is also is a bit hard to communicate with your teammates because it's online, right? So one of the things that we did is thankfully my teammate Tu Yimin, right, he was very understanding and we had like regular sessions to catch up online. So even though it's online, there's a lot of challenges we couldn't meet, but actually online opens up a lot of other opportunities, right? So you can meet online and all that. And I think it's easier to share notes also. So instead of like printing out notes and all that, you can just share online. It's easier in that sense.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, online is actually better in some ways as well. It has its pros and cons. So what makes you and Yimin join this competition? Why did you even apply for it?
So actually the story is kind of funny. Yeah. So what happened is my networking lecturer, Miss Haniza, she messaged me and said like there's this competition coming up and I think you'll be a great fit into it. So my first impression, my thought of the competition was like, why am I chosen? It's like, I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think my networking knowledge, because I just started the networking course, right? I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think my knowledge is up to par. So I was a bit hesitant to enter the competition, right? But then when I mentioned it to my friends, and then they were like very supportive, and then a lot of them like enthusiastic. So I didn't enter the competition alone. Actually, a few of my friends entered also. So a big shout out to them, Fuad, Danish, Kishan, Irfan, and all that. So they were a big help in pushing me to join the competition. So in a way, it's a bit of like peer pressure forced me to join the competition. In a way. So it's important to have like a support group, and my family also supported me joining competition, and also the lectures were very helpful. They guided me a lot throughout the whole journey and all that. So yeah.
Well, I'm happy to hear that you have a bunch of supportive friends and families that supported you, which made you the champion, the national champion. You should be very, very proud, you and Yimin. So for this competition, what do you think made you so proud of it? Like what is the best part of the competition?
So the best part for me, I think, is because when I entered the competition, right, I didn't have any intention to win. Like I said, I just joined because my friends were like, "Yeah, come and join." There's not. I mean, the worst that you can
Peer
do is,
pressure.
you just. I mean, there's nothing wrong in failing, right? Yeah, that's the thing. So like when I joined, my main intent was actually to learn as much as possible. I wasn't actually intent on winning. I'll just be there and then like learn all these technologies. So when I went there and then because I was just started out the networking course, right? It was for beginners, and then they listed out all the different topics that will be discussed in the competition. And I was like, my first impression was I was scared because none of the topics I never even heard about it. But I think this is what separates. So when you come with a problem, like you're faced with, you got two different kind of reactions. One is you see it as a problem and you try to run away from it, or you see it as an opportunity. So in this case, I see it as an opportunity to learn all these new different technologies. So even though I don't know what is all this, it doesn't matter of what I know now, it's what I want to know in the future. So with that mindset, so I asked a lot. I mean, my lectures are very helpful. They were very understanding and supportive. Like, ask about what is this, and then thankfully they guide me through all the different challenges along the way. Yeah.
I love your mindset. You think that you're taking this as an opportunity instead of like a pressure. Like my friends are asking me to join this, so I join this. But instead, you take this as an opportunity to step outside of the box, which is amazing. And you're just a diploma student because normally when we think of like diploma students, we think of, oh, they just started. The things that they learn maybe are just fundamental, the basics. But you and your teammate has overcome this fear of people judging, and that's why you guys step out of your box and make this possible. It's amazing. So during the process, what kind of problem did you face, did you and your teammate face, that could be maybe coming up with the idea, or maybe the plan goes wrong, or the execution didn't went well? Did you guys face any difficulties?
Right. So on the day itself, right? So when we met, there was like 50 other teams from different universities around Malaysia, and most of them were like you say, like they were degree students, right? We were only like I was a diploma student. I was like very overwhelmed. I was like, in my mind, I was like, because they are older, so maybe they have more experience. That means they are more capable in all these things, right? So the first thing, so the competition is structured. There's two stages. So the first section is you have a 50 question MCQ questions, where it will test your networking knowledge and all that. And then the top 10 teams will then qualify for the second challenge, which is a practical. They will give you a packet tracer file and with a list of problems that you need to solve. So my team strategy was actually, because at that time we were also quite busy with our own assignments and all that, right? So what happened is, I think there were like 20 chapters that we need to learn. So, and we know that we couldn't cover all 20 ourselves. So what would happen is I would take the first 10, and then my partner Min would take the other 10. And then at the last minute, the day before the competition, we would discuss what we've learned. So in that sense, it's like between the both of us, we actually covered all the topics by distributing the task. Right? But personally, I only know like the first 10 topics, and my partner that knows the other last 10. But I think it's enough to went through the competition. So
That's
on the
good
competition
teamwork
day
lah.
itself, we actually focus more, yeah, it's more about good teamwork and all that. So the competition day itself, right, our strategy was to focus on the MCQ questions. So we did a lot of MCQ questions together and we discussed a lot, because our main idea was, if you didn't even qualify for the MCQ, there's no point going for the second point, right? So when they announced that we were one of the teams that the 10 teams that qualified for the second round, and we were like, oh, we're giving ourselves virtual high fives, and we're like, well, what next? So it's like there was a bit. Our plan was up until that point. We weren't expecting to go to the second stage at all. So and then it was like a bit by bit, and then we just calm down and say like, okay, we already made it this far. Let's make it all the way to the end, and that's what happened. So we just and then at the end we managed to win all that, which is quite surprising also.
Yeah, it's amazing. I know I'm always I always like to hear how you guys feel when your name was announced as the winner, like the national winner, you and your teammate. Because, like you say, there's degree student joining, and then you guys are diploma student. It must felt, something out of this world, right?
Yeah, definitely. So when they first announced, like they announced like the top 3 winners, right? I was actually there, and I was it was an ongoing. I actually had class on the same day, right? And I was contemplating whether to skip the award ceremony to go to class, right? I had 100% attendance at that time. So I was like thinking like, oh, maybe because I didn't expect to really win, but then my partner was like, hey, just come now. Maybe if one of the other APU teams win, then we can just support them. I was like, okay, like sure. So we just go there. And they announced the third place, the second place. And I was like, I was expecting maybe even the small hope of me, maybe like we can get third place. But if after that, it's like there's no more chance. And suddenly they announced like we were the winners. I was really shocked. I think I couldn't really think much. All I remember is they were calling out like, who is tech priest, and then I was like, I was in shock, so I didn't really answer. My partner Yimin had to actually tell the organizers that we were the winners. I was like,
Because you're too
yeah,
happy.
that was my
you're
feeling. I
blanked
was
out
like,
already.
it was like disbelief. I was like, wow, how did we even made it this far in a way? Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then because you guys are, you're not expecting this as well, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So, maybe you would like to share what would your typical day of life would be like, because since that all of us are very curious because you're the national winner. What do you do on an average basis? Like, what's your hobby?
So on an average day, I subscribe to the belief that you work hard, play hard. So during the weekdays, I only focus on my. I mean, like I said, I focus. I got 100% attendance, so I never skip class, and then I would try to finish all my assignments or any homework on the weekdays. And on the weekend, you seldom find me online. I'll be playing games or doing whatever. I will not touch any. Uh, and I will do nothing academic on the weekends. So basically, so yeah, that's how my day normally is. It's like work hard, play hard. So like if you get into the mindset of if you want to study, you only study, no distraction, no phones and everything. And if you want to play, you just play all out and all that. So yeah, it's my typical day.
Yeah, work hard, play hard. I agree with you too, because we need to give ourselves something, self love. That's why you work hard for it. So yeah, is there anything that you have learned in this competition that you would like to share to all of your juniors?
So the thing I learned is the competition also a bit like did a bit of soul searching is for me because like I said, I wasn't expecting to win and all that. And actually, during the competition, at one point, I actually felt like giving up because some of the questions are like really hard. And I was like, I'm only a diploma student. I'm not expected to know all this. But then I just said like, okay, don't worry because my parents taught me at an early age to never leave an exam paper empty. Right? This normally applies to my maths paper because let's say you have an equation and you don't know how to do it. You take the equation and I don't know, you maybe just try to expand it and try to use the different formulas to try to solve it. So even if you don't get full mark, right, you can sometimes even get the marks because you use the equations and all that. So using the mindset during the competition, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna, even though I don't know, I'm just still going to try to do it and try my best. And then it turned out that I won and all that. So my advice would be, even if in the darkest of times, like you feel like giving up, right, just try to do your best, and maybe your best is just enough for you to get through all that.
Just in. Yeah, like your advice. Yeah, but it's true that you should never leave your exam paper, blank, because those those answers that you gave might help you, like what you did, right?
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Johari, for joining us in this session. And I just want to say a big congratulations to you and Yimin for winning as the national winner of the Cisco National Packet Tracer Challenge. It's a big kudos to you guys.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, and hope to see you soon. All right. So, okay, that would be the last session for our fireside chat. And it's amazing to see that all of our students has been performing so well in their studies, which is a proud moment for all of us. So, yeah, what do you think, Addison?
Well, a part of me wish that we've done something in our uni days to be there as well, somehow. But I'm really, really happy and proud of their achievements, though. It's not easy.
Yeah, I think that we can also say that with their achievement, it's also a strong testament to the quality of our programs, also APU's commitment to more industry-ready professional with the relevant knowledge and technical skill, so that they can be future-proof. Yes,
Yep.
I'm very, very happy and very, very proud to all of the winners that we have interviewed just now. They have done amazing, I'm very, very, very proud of them. I'm very happy. I wish that I
Yeah.
can sound like them, you know.
I know, right? I mean,
Mm.
I potato out a lot, so it feels like it's very eye opening to be on this end and watch them share their stories, and you'll be like, oh, I want to be that someday. So, yeah. And as a side note to all of you who are still watching this, take this as a motivation to push yourself further in life. If you're a student, you know you can do better, and if you're working it out or you are still contemplating on what you want to do, um, take this as a motivation to push yourself further. I know that we're all in difficult times right now during the pandemic, but do not let this get you down or drag you down. Take this as the motivating factor to do better in life. Yep.
Yeah. So we hope that
So,
this
yeah.
session and the story that our student have, shared with you can inspire you to create your own award-winning story as well in the future. So, yep,
Yes.
that's all for us as well. We hope you enjoyed the session. And if you have any more questions, you can always drop in the comment below. All right.
Yep. All
Once
right.
again,
So everybody.
congratulations to
Oh,
all
sorry.
the winners. So, all the best to everyone, and all the best to those who are watching this, who is embarking onto their university life as well. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yes. All right. Have a great night.
Have a great night, everyone.